Okay, yeah, we're back. So this week I got like my day off. Okay, so I use my annual leave to have this whole week off. Okay, so I decided to like play um something different, but it's like easy to say. I do play like visual novels. Okay, well, Japanese visual novel usually, but also from time to time I also play English visual novel. Like, my life, my teenage life as an exo colonist, something like that. I forgot. Okay, like and then like paranormal side. Like, this is not really like my main genre of game, but I decided to play this game because like it kind of like attracted me. Okay, can you give me a moment? Let me just lower down the volume level because it's like really loud. Okay, let's see sound. Maybe I'll bring down the music volume around this much. Let me double check. Okay, I think this much is okay. Okay, sorry, I haven't done like checking and stuff. Okay, so the reason why I chose this game is because like it's like it reminds me a little bit of like a paranormal side and Ace Attorney, which both games that I played. Okay, so and then like this game, it seems that it's short. Like, I look at like how long it will take to beat it. It seems like it's gonna be like 8 hours, and like in other words, I can finish it within this week. Okay, so let's start the game and see how it goes. What? Come on. Okay. Morgan's traveling circle is coming to Tulgi. Horses, tiger, puppets, acrobats, and fire. Show delayed. New date to be discussed. Wrestling match on television. A real circus at Morgan's traveling circus. Boss refuses to answer for Star Magician's appearance. A call from Tulgi. A new case maybe? Something going on in the circus needs you to... That's it, I need to show him this letter. This is Jack Jones from Jones Investigative Services. How can I help you? I don't think it's me. Like, it seems very laggy, but I don't think it's me. I think it's the... I think it's the game. Okay. Alright, this is it. How to make it work. Come in, Mr. Morgan. An older gentleman sits behind the desk. He's so engrossed in his document that he didn't even look up when I came in. Give me a second. Okay, there it is. Okay. I don't think we need like ultra. Maybe we'll set it up to very high. Okay, message speed. I think this much. If possible, let's see how large it is. Okay. An older gentleman sits behind the desk. He's so engrossed in his documents that he didn't even look up when I came in. Mr. Jones, I've been expecting. He stopped mid-sentence after glancing up from the desk. My apologies, I wasn't expecting other visitors. Moses Morgan is the owner of the Morgan's Traveling Circus. It seems that you have me at a disadvantage, miss. Like, why does he have an office? Like, it looks like it's... Like, why does he have an office even though, like, it's a traveling circus? This looks like a, like an apartment or something like that. Jacqueline, but you can just call me Jackie. Alright, Jackie, is there anything I can do for you? Sometimes conversation can feel like a battle. A good conversation can wield every skill and weapon in their... this is your collection, everything you need for conversation can be found here, separate into 3 categories: information, items, and people. From there, choose an item and click the check mark and press X on the controller. Later, you'll be able to present everything in your collection to anyone, but for now, focus on answering the question. Okay, give me a second. I think I should delay like this. Okay. What's this? Silver handgun. Situation at the circus. Maybe the first thing I should do is like give the letter from Hattie. Jay, something is going on in the circus. I need you to watch out. If something happens to me in Tulgi, please go take my place. I can't say more right now, but please, this show has to go on. I received this letter a few days ago. I came as soon as I could. Something's going on in the circus. I need you to watch out. I can't say any more right now. The show has to go on. Shit. Maybe it's the other way around. This one to slow it down. Okay. He pores over the letters. He brows forward. A letter from Hattie? Hattie. Come on! Okay, then, like, I'm not gonna use auto. What is she talking about? Something going on in the circus? Though... There's nothing's going on in my circus. If anything's happening, I surely know about it. Don't you think? You're just basically outing yourself. He looks shaken for a moment, but quickly collects himself. Sorry, that's another matter entirely. I'm sure we will discuss, but first of all, why would she send this letter to you, Miss Jackie? Maybe we can bring her up because, like, you know, she is our friend from what it sounds like. I don't believe I owe you any information about Hattie. Let me understand who you are and why you're here first. Then you can ask me whatever. Okay. Then like that. My signature trick is the telepathy act. People often ask if it's real or fake. Well, if I can give the right answer, it doesn't matter if they come from a mystical powers or just all good human trickery. About Jackie. Okay, I think we need to tell who we are right now. Well, because I'm a magician too. You said your name was Jackie? Never heard of a magician with that name. Do you know every magician in the country? More or less. We don't get a lot of female magicians. I have heard about you by now. And that mask of your on your face is practically asking for gossip. Small circle, huh? I get it. The Europeans are the same way. So you're European, but your accent is American, yes. I was born and raised in the States, but I went to France with my mentor to study magic. That was, what, 5-6 years ago? Oh god, I was just a stupid girl who wanted to learn magic. I mean, I'm still a stupid girl, but at least I know how to do magic. Anyways, where was I? Yes, it was right after the war ended. The economy wasn't great, as you can imagine. I stuck with it until I completed my apprenticeship, but then the circus shut down too. My family missed me and wanted me home, so here I am. I thought that you were a detective. I promise you I'm an fate with everything magic. I'm a professional. I thought you just said that you just finished, being an apprentice. That doesn't really make you a professional first. That just means that you are new. So is that how you and Hattie knew each other? Hey, we magicians need to stick together. Fair enough. Is that why she asked you to be here? To be her understudy of sorts? Well, that's one possible explanation. Or maybe she thought I could help her figure something out. This might have something to do with a particular skill of mine. Okay, the mind reading act. She contacted me, but I have a particular set of skills. Sounds like, like, what is that series that... How should I say this? Like, basically, the series that used that line. Oh, well, one skill, but it can help me figure out what happened. Mind reading, or a mind reading act. if you're good enough, there isn't a difference. So, what? You close your eyes and say a spell, and then you can tell me where Hattie is? I'm a mind reader, not a psychic. I can only tell you where she is if you know where she is. Do you? Try it. You want me to try it on you? You have my permission. Okay, here goes nothing. Well, I'm trying, but your energy is resisting me. Right. I think I'm going to need a stronger connection. Can you give me your hands? He silently lays both of his hands on the table. I grab his wrists. His eyes are calm, his pulse is steady. Now, say abracadabra. Seriously, you need to come up with something better than that. See? Your energy. Resisting. I can't believe I'm going along with this. Fine. Abracadabra. Alright. Now I'm just going to ask you a very simple question. You don't have to say the answer, because I'll hear your thoughts. Sounds good? Go ahead. Are you sure? I can't control my powers, so if there's anything you don't want me to know... Well, actually, now that I said it, you'll be thinking really hard about them. I stare down the barrel of a rifle and the jaws of a tiger. I can handle a little magic act. Alright, if you're sure. Here it comes. Your magician, Hattie. How did she die? His hands in my palms jerked slightly. Yes, he caught himself before he pulled back together. But it's too late. In his initial surprise, his eyes flicked to my chest. Something through the heart. A bullet? The corner of his mouth twitches. Not a bullet, a knife. His face turns serious. How? Through my reading, of course. Don't give me that. I mean, mysterious disappearance? Come on. Are you trying to say this is just a wild guess? But what about the knife? Well, a magician never reveals the tricks. Wait a minute, let me just get this straight. So you're a magician, and apparently Hattie suspected something was off in my circus and asked you to come here if something happened to her. And then she disappeared. So you came here and somehow figured out that she was killed. Like, even I can guess that. Told ya, mind reading. Somehow I'm still not convinced about that. When did you find out Hattie was dead? Monday night. When did you receive her letter? A few days ago. Wednesday. I think I came as soon as I got it. He takes a deep breath. This means... Wait. Let me check. Okay. Monday night. When did you receive the letter? A few days ago. What day is today? What day is today? So, like, we can assume that today's Tuesday? Wait, Monday night. Okay. Monday night she's dead. We receive it on Wednesday. So this could be like... The problem is that we don't know the date. Can we see like the date? No. But the problem is we don't know the date. Is there like any stats here? Okay. It could be that this is later in the week. They say a few days ago, maybe at the earliest Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Yeah, do we have like some sort of like a... Do we have something like a calendar here somewhere? Okay. Because, like, at first I thought it was like this happened last week. Yeah, I received the letter last week. But then we received it Monday night. So there's two possibilities. Either this is later in the... Like... Like, because this is like a letter, right? And I don't know, you know, when is this game set in? Like, is it like in the, mid 20th century? If it's mid 20th century, like there's no way you can receive a letter the next day, right? It should take like around a week if it's like out of state or something. Like the biggest problem is that I don't know what's the date. So maybe we can say that she knew she was going to die. This means she knew she was going to die. Well, at least she was in danger. As hard as it is to believe you're right. But how is that even possible? Why didn't she do anything? The lips quiver. I can see the doubt and disbelief on his usually impassive face. I feel bad for him, but can I truly rule out that he's the culprit? I clear my throat, and as if that woke him up from a dream, he sits upright, his face returning to its normal stoic nature. So, the show is coming up, and I think there's a reason. Hattie called me to take her place. We have a great opportunity here. I'm afraid I don't quite understand. I'm sure you're a great magician, but at this point, I'm afraid no replacement can meet the audience expectations. Well, good thing I'm not here to replace her then. I'm here to become her. Huh? Let's talk about the plan. What plan? How many people know the truth about Hattie's disappearance? For now, only my crew and the police. Are you sure there's no one else? Could they have told other people? The police have no interest in letting the news slip, and my people understand the gravity of the situation. I think it's safe to say the lid is pretty well sealed so far. My crew and the police. I think I should have asked, does everyone in the circus know? I guess that will work. Would you please just get to the point? Well, let's say, hypothetically, what if Hattie wasn't dead after all? I can pinpoint the exact moment his face switches from confusion to understanding. You're going to be Hattie. Let's say the reason for her disappearance is that her face got injured in a practice incident and now she has to wear a mask to cover up the wounds. You had this all planned out from the beginning, didn't you? Well, I am a magician. I'm not going to lie, having Hattie come back, at least until we get the big shows out of the way, would certainly solve a lot of my problems right now. But I cannot in good conscience agree to this plan of yours. What? Sorry, what? Why, come on, don't tell me you're sticking to some bullcrap about not lying to the audience or something. In case you haven't noticed, deception is kind of the nature of our trade. No, well that's not ideal, but I don't think it's breaking my non-existent code of ethics or anything. Then why would you say no? Do you enjoy being grilled by the press and its customers every damn day? He crosses his arms. I don't know if this has occurred to you, Miss Jackie, but the killer is still out there. This crazy plan of yours will surely draw the attention and therefore put you in mortal danger. You're worried about me? Aw, that's real sweet, but I can take care of myself. You don't understand. I will not have another death happen in my circus. Trust me, nothing is going to happen. How can you be so sure? Think about it. Whoever killed her was definitely counting on her to get out of the way for something. So my appearance is going to put a wrench in your plan. Doesn't that mean like you're gonna get killed? Well, like, you're confident in your abilities, but by his standpoint, like, there could be another murder. So if it were you, what would you do? I have no idea. Don't lie. Oh, exactly. You panic, scramble to come up with something new, right? That's when you make mistakes. A magician should never do a trick when you think someone's seen through it. Oh shit. Okay, so you want to, what, talk to everyone and see what their reaction is? How's that going to help? Well, it's gonna like make us guess who's, who's the culprit and stuff. Mind reader here, remember? I'm not some detective with a magnifying glass, concerned about footprint or crime scenes. I deal with the matters of the heart. Whoever did this must have a reason, but what was their relationship with Hattie? Did they feel guilty? Proud? Relieved? All may keep the evidence of their crime hidden, but their heart will always remember what their mind has tried to forget. But if you ask me, like, unless they have like multiple personalities. Can you give me a moment? Just a moment. I feel like my camera is like twitching a bit. Like, it's been twitching for quite some time. Like, I recently moved the camera around a little bit, so it's like not that smooth. Oh my god. Like, I'm like bugging out. Oh shit. Just a moment. Let me just reconnect my camera. Oh god. Okay. I just reconnected my camera. Just a moment. Okay, I think it's smooth now. Yeah, give it a second. Let me just put it back on. Okay. Okay. There. One may keep the evidence of their crime hidden, but their heart will always remember what their mind has tried to forget. So if I ask them about Hattie, feelings will emerge, and I think some interesting things might come up. What could be the killer's real motive? The first step to answering that is to untangle each circus member's relationship with the victim. I need to talk to everyone in the circus and inquire about Hattie. Are you absolutely sure about this? I'm fully aware of the risk. Besides, who am I to throw away someone's dying wish? The show must go on. Plus, if or more realistically, when the killer decides to come out, I have plenty of tricks up my sleeve to deal with them. Okay. Silver handgun. A small pistol with a custom silver plate handle. It's small enough to be strapped onto someone's thigh and hidden under a long coat or dress. Let's try and bring out the silver. Or should I say up my dress? Whoa, what are you? He jerked his head around to avoid looking. No, look. I tap on the metal of the gun in my leg holster. Oh. So what do you say? Very well. I'm pulling you out at the first sign of trouble. Awesome. The plan is to go. Now, let's talk logistics. Alright, first thing first, this thing we're doing, I have to explain it to the rest of the crew. They knew about Hattie, so it would be crazy if they see her showing up out of the blue, and with a mask. Of course, but you might want to, leave out a few details. Yes, I'll just tell her it's my idea to get someone to play her until the show's finished. Switcheroo, I'm going to take Hattie's space by impersonating her. This will placate the circus customers angry over Hattie's disappearance and hopefully draw out the persons behind Hattie's death. Moses will tell the performers that it was his idea to hire me. Second, I think you might pass as her from afar, but you're going to need everything on your side for everyone to believe it, especially with all the scrutiny you're going to be under. It will help if you're in something familiar. You'll need to change into her costume. I was going to ask you about that. You need to find Alice, our mechanic. Mechanic? Why will a mechanic have access to her clothes? Well, Alice in charge of stage props and costume. Okay. She also helps out with pretty much everything that has to do with the show arrangement. Alice sounds a bit sus right now. She's the only one besides the performers who knows what happened to Hattie. I'm sorry, but I can't really leave the office. I'm expecting someone important. I'll write you a note. She'll understand when she sees it. And here's a map. This time of day, Alice is definitely backstage, at a little tent right behind the big top. Just introduce yourself and she'll help you with the costume, and she'll tell you everything you need to know for your performance tonight. I can do that. Reluctantly agree to my proposal to let me masquerade as Hattie, but the show can't start until all the players get into costume. So the important task at hand is find the circus mechanic Alice in the backstage tent and put on Hattie's old costume. Got it. It is absolutely imperative that you don't go wandering around the public area before you're formally introduced to the audience. Got it. Can't spoil the surprise, right? We're walking on a tightrope here. We can't let anyone spot you in an uncontrolled environment. Like, I feel like somebody in the tent will slip up if we like move around. But if we move around too much, we're gonna screw the whole thing up. So might as well like go to, you know, Alice first. Of course. Is that all? Yes, get into costume, don't let public spot you, and remember that the performers know about the rules. If I can manage to do all that, maybe you'll pull this crazy plan of yours. You're a great magician in your own way. I'll take that as a compliment. Rightly so. Alright, unless you have anything else to ask me, you need to be on your way now. Okay. I think we're gonna move. Maybe to make the transition smoother. Like, I already like set it to like very high. Maybe you like put it too high. Like, detective? What? Where am I? Wait. Huh? Wait. I thought we're playing as, you know, the girl who's going to impersonate Hattie. Someone else clearly did this to me. I need to find them and do something. Find my attacker. This is not Hattie, right? I woke up next to the train station by the circus, missing my clothes and some of my recent memories. Seemed like someone whacked me over the head hard enough to knock me out. Who did it? Why take all my belongings? Does this have anything to do with the case I'm investigating? I need to find the answers to these questions. I need to figure out where I am and how I got here. But first thing first, I'm going to need some pants. Really? Did I have to take my clothes too? What was I wearing again? Shit, I can't remember. That's not good. Why can't I remember? Do I have a concussion? Well, that, or maybe like somebody cast magic on you. I'm sure whatever I was wearing wasn't worth much. Whoever took them must be desperate. Do you remember who you are? Well, he did remember that he's investigating something. I woke up in a corner behind the trains, without my money or my clothes, but with some fresh head trauma. I think I was knocked out by a robber looking to make some extra cash. Doubt that. If they want... Why would a robber steal your clothes? Well, unless you are wearing like something that looks very expensive. Okay, fine, we'll deal with that later. At least this guy left me with my undershirt and shorts, and a smidge of dignity. I get up from the ground slowly, cradling my aching head. As I rise, something small falls to the ground. A bobby pin must have fallen out of my pocket when they took off my jacket. This tiny double-pronged hairpin, useful if holding long hair in place, or for a detected inconspicuous lockpick. These were in short supply during the war due to metal rationing efforts. Now fully awake, I stand awkwardly in my undergarments in an unfamiliar place. I take a peek around the corner. Not many people are around, so I step out from behind the train cars and get the lay of the land. I have a feeling I'm not in San Francisco anymore. Of all places, why a circus? Wait. Do you remember exactly who you are? Your name? Like of course I know his occupation. But where's he from and stuff? I look around to see if anyone's around to give me some much needed information. Unfortunately, only the chilly autumn air fills the field. But I spot something in the distance, a payphone next to the train station. Right, I can call Ruth. Hopefully she can tell me something about whatever case I was working on. I rub my arm for some heat and head to the phone. Is it really that cool, or is it just me feeling naked? I dug into the phone booth and closed the door. Let's hope Ruth has some good news for me. At least tell me I have a hotel room nearby with some clothes or something. Shit, I'm an idiot. Of course I don't have a cent on me. Shit. No one's around to help either. Maybe I'll get lucky and someone forgot to collect their change. No dice. Okay, only one way left then. If I can ground the transmitter and the circuit will work if a coin passed through it. I need something small and metal. Okay. Bobby pin. Dialing. What city, please? San Francisco, California, please. The number for Jones Investigative Services, Jones, on Market Street. Checking under Jones Investigative Services, Jones, on Market Street. Got it. Patching you through. Hello? Jones Investigative Services. How can I help you? I think I need to talk about ourselves. Ruth, it's me. Mr. J? You finally made it to Tulgi? What took you so long? I thought you were supposed to be there yesterday. Don't tell me you got pulled into some weird shenanigans again. This time it's not my fault, you think. What do you mean? What do you mean, you think? Robbery victim. Remember that time in the Providence? You got drugged again? I thought you promised to be careful with that sort of thing. What business did you poke your nose into this time? Is it even related to the case? No, I didn't get drugged again. That's ridiculous. I know better now. This time they just did the old-fashioned way by whacking me over the head. Really hard, I think. Ouch. So, I kind of lost memory of a few things. I see. Like Providence, huh? Well, at least you remember your name and this number. That's something. Yeah, that's something. Anyway, what's the situation over there? You okay? Do you need me to call someone to help? No, I'm fine. I mean, I need to find something to wear and fast. It's kind of getting cool out here. I think whoever hit me took my wallet too. Unless I didn't have it with me, which seems unlikely. My head kinda hurts. I think it might be the concussion. Can't be sure. I don't remember where I was staying and if I need money to get there. And then I'm kinda fucked. I kind of made this call illegally too. It's just 2 cents. I'm sure the payphone company can survive it. So yeah. 2 cents, eh? Okay, and they did mention a war. So I think like this should be around the 1950s. Right? Something around the 1950s. Like, they did say war, so like usually mean World War I, World War II. So 1940 afterwards, something like that. Like, if it's like late 1930s, it could also be, but there should be a lot of people coming back from war and like usually normal able-bodied men will not be able to like, you know, work that fast. So I assume it's the 1940s or 50s. Sounds like quite a day. The last thing I remember was when I was in San Francisco. I'm definitely missing a few days. I'm gonna need some catch up if you don't mind. Mr. J, with the amount of time your brain gets tossed around in your skull, it's a wonder you have enough mind left to be a detective. Well, that's why I'm the best person for the job. Keep telling yourself that. Anyway, I assume I'm here for a job. I remember something about a call from Tulgi. That was like 4 or 5 days ago. Seriously? Whoever knocked you out must have got in a good hit. I think I know the basics. I can give you a basic rundown of the case. Okay. Let's start with the case first. Wait, let me guess. Does the case have something to do with the circus by any chance? Good, so you did make it there. The their magician, the amazing Hattie, is missing. Since when? Since Monday. Almost a week now. About the client. Who's the client? Our client is Moses Morgan, the owner of Morgan's Traveling Circus. Anything else we need to know about Mr. Morgan? Not much. He isn't the usual P.T. Barnum type. From what I could gather, he's not really one for the spotlight. But he seems to have a good rep in the business, popular in the industry, no major complaints against him. Which could either be a very good sign or a very bad sign. Well, nobody complained about them? Like, if you use Arkham's Razor, that means like, you know, he's a good guy. But when it comes to like mystery, you really can't take things at like at face value. So by very bad sign means that, you know, they trick people and stuff to make them have good reputation. I guess you have to find that out yourself. Why didn't they call the police? I thought he said that he called the police and the police know about it. So the magician has been missing for almost a week. Why haven't they called the police? From what I understand, they did. Then why are they calling me? You have to ask the client that. Okay, I guess I need to talk to the client as soon as possible. Or maybe I already did. What a thought. I can't well go see him dressed like this. Please tell me you know where I'm supposed to be staying. Who do you think books all of your rooms? Your motel is on Shermer Road, right next to the circus. Shouldn't be any trouble finding it. Alright, that's the plan then. Motel, get dressed, meet the boss. Okay. Okay. I get on it. Thanks, Ruth. I'll see what when I get back to San Fran. And say hi to the thief for me. Don't let him steal too many of my sandwiches. Be careful. Wait until your mother hears about this young man. How old is he? I was hoping to avoid that. You should know better by now. That woman knows everything. At least hold off on telling to her until I get the chance to do it myself, please. You're the boss. Wait, one more thing before you go. What? Be careful doing your detective thing in the circus. Yep, we already covered that. My head will remain intact for the rest of this investigation. I promise. I don't mean be careful with yourself. That's a lost cause at this point. I meant be careful with the circus people. What do you mean? Look, I had a cousin who was in the circus back in the day. The carnies, it's almost like they have their own little secret society. They are insanely protective against those anyone they view as an outsider. They'll cooperate if forced, but they'll never tell you anything useful if they don't trust you or at least respect you. So don't go all the way in doing your thing. What thing? I don't have a thing. Just don't be so. It might make them anxious. What does that mean exactly? I can hear her sigh into the phone. You look at someone who wants to make a mass arrest. But I'm not a cop. Just be more gentle than usual, okay? Try getting them to trust you. Easier said than done. I know. Okay. Never mind, I'm sure it'll all work out as usual, although I have no idea how you keep pulling it off. Anything else, boss? Nope. You better go then, lots of work to do. Sometimes I think she only calls me boss to humor me. Gee, you think? I steady myself and open the payphone door again. I peek my head out to see if anyone's around. But this time, I catch a glimpse of someone, and they're holding something awfully familiar. That looks like my wallet! And the stranger, the robber probably, is rifling through it. I approach quietly, formulating a plan in my head. He's probably 6'4", with wide shoulders and arms like cannon barrels. As I move closer, it feels like his frame is blotting out the sun. No wonder he managed to knock me out. I'm not so egotistical as to think I could possibly beat him in a fair fight. And since I don't have any weapons or allies nearby, I only have a few options. Okay. Confronting with righteous anger, like he is bigger than you, he can just knock you out again. Okay? So, one is out, snatch the wallet out of his hand and run. Well, that is if he really is the thief. And try to negotiate, it's basically like, hey, I found this on the middle of the road. Like, he's just a guy. He's just a guy who just happens to find it. So, right now it's basically like a gamble, right? But I think he's not the culprit. The reason why I say that is because, like, if he really is the thief, why would it take him so long to, like, you know, rifle through this wallet and right near the crime scene? So, try to negotiate. Yeah, like I say, one is because, like, he's bigger than us, he probably can beat the crap out of us. Two is the right, two is if he's the culprit and, like, we try to outrun him. But three is that, you know, he just happened to find them. I reach out to pat him on the shoulder. Damn, he's really tall. Hey. He whips out around in alert, almost tripping over himself. Despite his imposing stature, he's obviously quite young, probably in his early 20s. Who... Didn't think I'd wake up that quickly, did you? Joke's on you, this ain't my first rodeo. What? Shh, listen, you don't want to make a scene, do you? I guess not. So, how about this? I'll let you keep the cash, but I really need the rest of the wallet back. There are some personal things worthless to you, but priceless to me. What? I'm not going to. Did you say this is your wallet? Come on, you just took it from me. And where did you put my clothes? I didn't do anything like that. I think you got the wrong person. Yep, I was right. He's innocent. I just found the wallet on the ground. Just over there, outside of that train car. I was checking inside to see if there was a name or a picture or something. That makes a lot of sense actually. Oh, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. He scratches his head and laughs it off. Hey, don't worry about that. I'm sorry. What happened to you? I think someone knocked me out and took all my stuff. When I woke up, I saw you holding my wallet. Well, in my defense, my head is still fuzzy. Probably a concussion. You sure this is your wallet? You check inside, right? It probably has my business card in it. Jones Investigative Services. He looks again and pulls out the card. When mystery services call Jones Investigating Services. We really need this new slogan. And over there in the pocket, there should be a photo of my cat. It says Thief on it. Why does it say Thief? That's his name. So like earlier, like when he's calling out Ruth, like they did mention something like Thief. I thought like, wait, why does it say hi to Thief or something like that? So the thief refers to the cat. My friend found it hilarious because I'm a detective. He looks at the photo and smiles. Ah, little guy. His gaze lingers on the photo for a few seconds before putting everything back in place and handing the wallet back to me. Now, like just now, the choice, right? So with this, okay, like we tried to negotiate, although like we got off on the wrong foot a little bit by like calling him the thief. Well, not this thief, but you know, like that actually like kind of like we got some, you know, points with this guy. So I assume that he's also part of the circus. So we're gonna get like some backup, you know? Like remember they say something like the circus people will only like answer you properly if they trust you. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Here you go. I look inside the wallet. That's the name card, the photo, and surprisingly about $20 in cash, with a few quarters to boot. That's not a small amount of money, probably a week's worth in salaries of an average worker. Remember, this is probably like in the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s, maybe 60s. So, like, the value of the money is like different from now. So he said just now, right, when he like tried to hotwire well, in other words, he tried to cheat the payphone, right? He said only 2 cents. Okay, wallet. There's still 20 bucks in there. Yeah, you said you were robbed? Something doesn't make sense here. Ah, probably like they're not interested in money. Like this culprit is like something to do with the case, and he got something in his wallet, or like at the very least, like that person gonna like check out who is this person, okay? So that to be careful. So maybe like there's something missing, but he can't remember. Okay, you may realize the information you have doesn't add up. Someone might be lying, or you might be making the worst assumption, the wrong assumption. That's where contradict comes in. Click on the labels at the top and use LTRT. Okay. Choose 2 items from your collection that contradict with each other to point out the logical inconsistency and get to the bottom of the question. One more note, you will be presenting contradiction to people, not who you're talking to. If they know nothing about what you're talking about, then a contradiction won't matter to them. Okay. With contradiction hint turned on, whenever a contradiction is available with the current NPC, the exclamation point will shake here to let you know. If you don't think you need the help, you can turn off contradiction hint in the settings under basic. You can open settings. Okay. Now, what 2 pieces? Okay, the thing is, it's quite simple. Contradict the robbery victim and my wallet. It have money inside. Objection! Wait, wrong line. So, we got an achievement. A robber looking for money definitely wouldn't have left more than $20 of cash in my wallet. I thought whoever robbed me must have been looking for money, but there's still cash in my wallet. That would be the first time they take. That'll be the first thing they take. Like, I assume like 20 bucks at this point should be like, you know, at the very least worth like 100 bucks. I think. Okay, so like I remember like seeing like ads for like houses like back in the day, and like they say one house is like 10 grand, 7 grand, 8 grand. Like when when we say that right now, like, wait, you got a house for like 10 grand? Like people be like, you know, like that's gotta be a scam. But like I say, the value of money is different back then and now. Perhaps they didn't see the wallet fall to the ground, and that's why they took my clothes. They didn't find any money, so they took whatever they could. You said you found it by the train? Yeah, it was sitting out in the open. I don't think they could have missed it if they were looking for it. I'm surprised someone else didn't grab it before I did. Luckily, not a lot of customers come around here. Interesting. This might not be about the money. I should correct my previous theory. Okay, mysterious attack. And woke up in the train station by the circus, missing my clothes and some of my recent memories. Seemed like someone whacked me over the head, knocked me out, and took all my stuff. But not for my wallet, which still had money inside. What were they trying to do? I think they're like, maybe this is just a theory, a game theory, that he introduced himself to like the culprit that tried to take out Hattie, and since like that person's like, oh my god, a detective come here, and basically knocked him out, okay, and then checked up his wallet and like strip him out to find out like, okay, who is this person? Does he know? Any kind of clue. Let's say this wasn't about the money, then why attack me? Maybe they were just trying to embarrass you, like a prank. And he's just that. Nah, that's not a thing, I think. Well, mission accomplished. Can you think of anyone who might have it out for you? Funny, that's usually my line. Right, you're a detective. You can solve the case yourself, right? Perhaps. My enemies are too numerous to count, but I don't think they'll let me off this easy. Well, I don't think it's like his enemies, because like they did say San Francisco and this is Tulgi. So I don't think like, okay, unless he really pisses off somebody, then they might just follow you here. But if that's the case, at the very least, like, they would like maim him or something. So he's still intact, well, except for his head. So it's not his enemy? You call this easy? I'm still alive and have all my limbs, so yes. This is easy by their standards. It's almost like they weren't targeting you personally. Maybe they were trying to take some evidence rather than cash. I'm growing more and more curious about this case at the circus. And speaking of the circus, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you. You work here, right? Yes, how did you? Well, the gloves and the scarves, at first I thought you would just been in a lot of knife fights due to me suspecting your assault and theft, but once I realized that wasn't the case. You also said not a lot of customers come around here, which implies you are not on the other side of the equation. Massive circus workers with a lot of scars, cuts or slashes, you're the animal trainer. Brilliant! Is that what detectives do? Okay. I actually thought that this guy like was some kind of like a act, but I didn't expect him to be the trainer. But now that you said that, like, okay. Just one thing I would like to say is that I play a lot of Japanese visual novel, right? Okay. Like, one thing they would normally do is that they will allow you to like change the transparency, right? Because like, especially for this game, like it's a detective game, like you will need to like look at them properly, right? Like usually you can see what's around the background, you know. So especially like around here I can't really see. Like normally it's like right click to like, you know, like turn off this this dialogue and then like you can see the background. So yeah, it's like one thing is like me, I didn't notice that, but it'll be easier if like if I can see the, you know, him right now to get more clues. I wonder if there is. Yeah, there's no transparency setting. Yeah. Okay. Like at least the detective here is like a bit less, it's a bit more transparent, but you still can't see properly. Now that I see it, like you can see that this, you know, cuts, slash, whatsoever. Don't give too much credit considering how wrong my first guess was. Sorry for the whole assuming you're a criminal thing, by the way. Chalk it up to the concussion. Oh, by the way, my name's Rolf. Our circus is called Morgan's Traveling Circus. Looks like this won't be the last time I see you, Rolf. Nice to meet you, Rolf, and you've seen my card. I'm a detective. People usually call me Jones. Your boss must be Moses Morgan, right? Yeah, I guess you've heard of him. Well, you could say that. He's my client, actually. You hired a detective? Oh, you're here about Hetty? I believe I am. Oh, wait. What if whoever attacked you is... It's a possibility, but I think I've leapt to enough conclusions today. Alright, this is all such a mess. Well, if you're looking for a boss, he's always in his office. It's a small tent, it's a small square tent over there by the other end of the train car. But you should probably put on some clothes first. Do you have anything to wear? I'll be fine. Have a motel room nearby with some of my luggage. And thanks to you, I have my wallet back so I can get some clothes for myself if I need to. Sounds good. Let me know if you need anything. He hesitated before quietly making his next offer. I need to go now, but you can come talk to me later if you want. You can find me at the Big Top at 1 PM or Fair at 2 PM. I've sure scheduled that. I will likely take you up on that. Thanks for the help. Really, I appreciate it. I bid Rolf goodbye and turn around. This is going to be a fun walk. What was the address Ruth gave me again? Schumer Road? Okay, probably gonna move on to the next scene. Okay, we're switching back to the girl. Okay, Moses asked me. Moses asked me to go find Alice backstage. What did he say again? The small tent behind the big top. Yeah, I know it's there, but okay, let's see collection. The switcheroo. Okay, go. Backstage is actually a small tent behind the main performance tent. If I slip in from the back and pull the curtain, it's not exactly tidy, but it's significantly cleaner than I expected. A splash of loud colors compete for attention, from outlandish costumes to wildly patterned fabrics. Various fantastical stage props are piled up around the small room, making it look like some sort of fairy tale storage facility. I clear my throat. A tiny girl, a young woman, pops up from behind one of the big boards. A strange sort of clinking and clattering follows the movement as tools rattle in her pockets. She eyes me up and down, obviously wondering if I'm supposed to be here, but decides against speaking first. You must be Alice, she nods once. Great, I'm Jackie. What are you doing here? Wait, what? Wait. I thought we were supposed to have a note. Okay, we're gonna use the switcheroo. I think this is the one. Moses told me the performance that it was his idea to hire me. Mr. Mongan asked me to come here. He wrote this note. He said you'll understand. I handed her the note. She scans it quickly. She shakes off her disbelief, then processes it again. I was surprised that paper isn't bursting into flames from the intensity of her stare. Is everything okay? Huh? Is everything okay? Yes. It's okay, I guess. He stares at the ground in stunned silence. I just can't believe. What was he thinking, dressing someone as her? He didn't even tell us about this. If I say I'm sure he has his reasons, because like we just thought about it right then and there. So I think like we should just apologize. Sorry, this must be weird for you. Sorry to spring this upon you. I can't imagine what you feel like. Were you pretty close? This must be weird. You don't feel like her. That's because I'm not. I'm just going to pretend for a bit. Are you okay? This just doesn't feel real. I never thought... How did everything come to this? Is this really going to work? Well, we'll see. But first, I have to get into costume, so to speak. Right. Moses wants me to help with the costume. He looks me up and down. I think you'll fit in an old one. Can I take some measurements? Sure. I'm still stuck on the awkwardness of the conversation we're having. But once word came up, she forgot all about the discomfort and began moving with purpose. Before I can fully respond, she already rummaging through her little pouch and pulling out a tape measure. Can you stand with your back to the shelf over there? I need to see how tall you are. She charges towards the corner with the large shelf and clear a place to stand. Yeah, let me just move the eye out of the way. You can stand here on the right side. Back straight, please. Yeah, like that. I put my back on the shelf and she pins one side of the tape measure under the bottom and stretches it out to the top of my head. With a small stature, she has to resort to getting on stairs next to us to read the results. Looks like you're around 5'8". Hattie was 5'6". I could have told you that, my height, I mean. Sorry, I just like to measure things myself. Like, I feel... I feel like this line, I like to measure things myself. It's... If she's the culprit, or like have something to do with it, this is gonna be like a useful hint or something, I think. She snaps the tape measure back and pulls off a soft tailor's tape from her pouch, wrapping it around my shoulder and waist. Hold your arms straight out to the sides. With a measuring tape measure in her hand and numbers scribbled on her notebook, she now looks comfortable and self-assured. She's in her zone. Alright, I'm done now. I let out the breath I've been holding out and relax my hand. She's jotting down something quickly on a notepad while clearly forming a plan in her head. I think we can get away with a few adjustments on her, on the costume we already have. So your shoulders are a little wider, but nothing to worry about. I can do a couple of things to give you some breathing space. What's your shoe size? I'm not sure. How can you not be sure? Aren't measurements in states different? Right, you were in Europe. Huh? She's not surprised by this? How do you know that we were in Europe? She ducks into the pile of stuff on the other side of the room and emerges with a pair of purple high heels. How's this for you? I sit down on the stairs and try squeezing my foot and my toes are screaming. I feel like one of the Cinderella's evil stepsisters. Yeah, you probably don't need the heels given the extra height. Let me see. She scans the room and releases a little ha when she finds a pair of black knee-high boots from the far corner. I think these were Chip's actually, but he's a short guy. Try them on. Let me know if they're too large, and I can add insoles or stuff them. I slip them on, pain-free. Ah, thank you. Much better. But the color, does it go with the costume? Black goes with everything. Wait, I think I have some dress fabric left. I sit there while Alice works her magic on the dress and the boots. I stare dumbly while she pulls out a pair of scissors from her tool belt and goes to work. First, she carefully removes the zipper from the back of the dress, hidden under the ruffle, and replaces it with a ribbon lacing to give it more width. Next, she cuts long stripes of purple fabric and delicately wraps around the boots. Then she pulls out the glue. You know, like, I can't do this kind of thing, so I really look up to people that can do this. Noticing me staring, she looks a bit embarrassed. I know it looks silly, but glue really works in a pinch. Of course she's right. With a few touches of the glue, the fabric adorns the boot like it was always part of a costume. Alright, can you try these on and let me know how they fit? In a blink of an eye, she lays out the dress, the boots, a pair of gloves, and a top hat. All on the sofa. Like here? Where else? We're backstage. Oh, you mean like in front of me? Sorry, we don't have a changing room or anything. I'll look away if you want. I'm just going to change behind the big cardboard, okay? I duck behind the little board. I have to crouch to fit myself behind it, which is not the easiest position to be in when putting on a dress. Do you need help? You know, with the lacing or something? She's clearly not keen on helping, but probably feels compelled to ask out of obligation. No, I'm good. Almost done. With some awkward shuffling, I'm pretty sure I finally got everything on. I'm just not sure I could get out of it without significant wiggling. Okay, I'm done. Alice scans me up and down. Her eyes are on me, but they are 1,000 miles away. Alice? Yes, everything fits. Everything's fine. Great, actually. That's it then, I think. Do you want to take a look? He gestures to the makeup mirrors. I peek. I hardly recognize myself. Whoa. I know. Task complete. So I better keep this for the big show tonight, huh? Sure. Hattie's costume. A magician getup, complete with a top hat and gloves. The outfit is pretty modest by circus standard, but the ruffles and colors are still rather flattering. I just need to not think about too much the fact that I am technically wearing a dead person's clothes. Oh, that reminds me, we should talk a bit about the show arrangement. The big show starts at 7 PM every night and goes until 10. Usually the ringmaster does a routine to introduce all the performers up front, but since your appearance is supposed to be a surprise, I think it would be better for you to only do the closing act from 9 to 10. Come back here at 8 PM so we can get over some last minute arrangements. You know, like, I feel like she's just taking it to, you know, too comfortably. Well, she's not comfortable, but like without much of a problem, right? I feel like she could have been a part of, you know, what happened to Hattie. Like, I don't think she's the culprit. She could be accomplice to it, okay? Like, I can see her being, you know, bullied by the other circus members. And usually, like, I think that the culprit could have a grudge against Hattie for being, like, the biggest act in the circus. So I'll tend to like be a little bit sus towards like somebody who's a bit sus to somebody who basically like kind of like, you know, is jealous of her. As Eddie, I need to pull off a surprise appearance and closing performance for the big show. At least the circus mechanic suggests I should be backstage at 8 PM. Okay. And I won't be in the big top watching the show, so you won't need to worry about someone seeing you. So what are you planning to do tonight? Do you need anything for props? I'm still trying to figure all that out. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? What does that have to do with your performance? Well, I'm new here, and the boss is busy, so didn't tell me much about everything that's going on. Ah, okay. So, the funny thing is... Wait. We can't... What's our... I wish that we have access to, like, our collection, you know. Oh. Yeah, I do wish that we have, you know, access to our collection. Basically, what I wanted to show is that, the Mr. Morgan, right? He gave us this, this note to give to Alice. Okay, so I thought like he would actually mention that this is part of the detective thingy. Well, not the detective, but you know, like the switcheroo. Okay, so it seems that he mentioned about the switcheroo, but didn't mention that, you know, we are actually like investigating. She just thinks that we, you know, we're just here to like replace her, but not go through the case. I can't decide on what to do if I don't have the full picture of the circus and what the audience will expect. I don't think how it works. Come on, we'll just chat a bit like friends. Unless you're busy, I can come back later. No, it's fine. I need to help with something at 11, but I have some time, I guess. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cherie. You're a sweetheart. What, you? Is that French? Never mind. I don't even want to ask. What did you want to talk about? Time doesn't wait for anyone. In one time lock, you only have a limited number of chances to take action. Like, okay, first. This is measured by AP. You can see how many remaining on the top left. Performing actions as using collection to inquire and contradict will cost AP. So think strategic about what you want to spend your AP on. The time lock will end automatically when you run out of AP, so don't forget to keep an eye on them. The thing is that she's a bit too detached. do not show this silver handgun. Like, if she really is part of the accomplice, she might tell somebody about that we have like a silver handgun for protection, and then later when it comes time, like, we'll be dead. I think we'll go with the situation at the circus first, okay? Or maybe Jackie. No. We don't talk about ourselves. Like, we need to keep our information. Like, probably she's gonna give us like 1 or 2 clues. We can talk about the Hattie though. I was right, in the 1950s. 1952. Okay. I'm not sure whether to like talk about this or this. So this one, okay, situation and in the circus. I feel like this one's a bit like we want to like know more about, you know, her death, right? So this one is probably gonna talk about like, you know, the public scrutiny. So we're not gonna talk about that. I think we better go with this. So what was Hattie like? I figured since I'm going to be her, I better know a bit more about her, right? She closes her eyes and turns away, hands still clutching to the strap of her bag. I don't know what to say. Come on, you worked together for years, and judging by your earlier reaction, I wager you cared a great deal about her, right? No, yes, I mean, we're colleagues. Everyone here cares about her. She finally looks back at me in the eyes. It's just, no one could have ever imagined something like this happening to her. Almost as if she's afraid I was going to open my mouth and ask more, she moves on to the next topic. Sorry, so Hattie was really a good magician. Wish you could have seen her perform. The crowds love her. She was a true star. That's why they are mad she isn't here. Well, that's what I'm here for. Her eyes snap up and bites her lips, suddenly looking infuriated. This feels like a bit like a Yandere moment, you know? No, you're not listening. You don't understand. Hattie was irreplaceable. You can't take her place, not with a dress or head or whatever. Whoa. That's going a bit too far, don't you think? What would Hattie say to you? What would Hattie say to that? She lowers her eyes, but her eyes remain fiery and stubborn. She would have agreed. You sure about that? Her teeth clench. You don't know Hattie. You can't do her tricks. You're here only because she's gone. I knew Hattie actually. Huh? I knew Hattie before all of this. But I never heard her mentioned. It's not important though. You're right. I can never become Hattie. I'm not her. Sorry. It's not... I don't mean anything against you. I'm just having a hard time with... I just don't think anyone can take her place, or that anyone should. Irreplaceable. She shakes her head. Never mind, it's silly. Sorry if I don't mean to offend you. No, I apologize. I overreacted. Okay, with that, we kinda like, you know, make her, like, let her guard down a little bit. So now, we can use the mind reading act. Because, like, remember when Mr. Morgan, he, like, we can't read his thoughts properly because he was very, you know, wary of us. Okay? Now that she's a bit, you know, more relaxed, I think we can, you know, read her mind better right now. So I think we'll go with this right now. You wanna know what I do? Sure. I do your usual stuff, rabbit in hats, card tricks, escape acts, that sort of thing. But my specialty is in mind reading. He pauses and then give me a slow smile. A telepath? In the flesh. No, you're not. She says it almost out of reflex, and she seems to be embarrassed by her frankness. Sorry, I don't believe in this stuff. Of course, you're a mechanic, right? You must have been part of a part of plenty of magic tricks. I imagine once you know how it's done, it will never feel as magical again. Actually, I think it only gets more magical. The majority of the audience know it's not real magic, the kind you do with a wand or spell, but they still get so drawn into it. It's almost like for the few hours of that performance, we all enter into this world, this bubble together, and look at everything as if they were magic. For a moment, we all choose to forget what is possible and choose to believe in the extraordinary. You know, one reason why I don't do like visual novel, even though I like them, like a lot of reading, so tires me out. And in that moment, magic is real as the tent and the popcorn, maybe even more real. Wow, that was beautiful. I'm sorry for being cynical. Hey, maybe you'll make a better magician than me. She gives me an indecipherable look and shakes her head. We're not gonna read her mind. Okay, we're gonna use this now. Yeah, I thought like we can actually read her mind, but you know, I think we need to like show her this. Like, she might give us some clue. No, this would be reveal everything to the potential killer. You're all suspect for now, okay. But I don't think she is though, but she could be an accomplice. Okay, let's ask about the circus. So this whole Hattie situation seems to be the talk of the town. I know, it's been crazy. So if you don't mind me asking, how has this been affecting the business? Are people really returning their tickets? I don't know, it's not for me to worry about. But this whole thing just feels so wrong. I remember a time when a circus coming to town would be front page news. People would drive for hours and contract boats just to come see the performance. Kids would try to sneak in or do all kinds of odd jobs for them just for a free ticket. And then we go see the acrobats and the animals. If you run to the front row, you reach out your hand out. You could touch the horses and elephants. It was magical. So she was one of the kid, I think. But it seems like people are just less impressed with what we do these days, you know? It seems like they are expecting people to shoot out of cannons or birds that will turn into snakes or something. I don't know, maybe I'm being too cynical. It's just seems that they don't really understand what the circus is about. I don't really know about numbers and stuff, but the boss doesn't seem to be worried too much. Doesn't seem to be too worried about it, so I guess it's fine. I don't really care if it makes a ton of money or just enough. Just as long as we can keep going. I'll be here. Okay. I was right though. That this part, okay, that they talk about the, you know, the business side, which is why I, you know, a bit reluctant to do that. Maybe we'll talk about ourselves. Like, remember, we need to like gain their trust, okay? Sorry, I didn't really introduce myself, did I? You told me your name, and you're a magician, of course, since you need to do Hattie's job. Of course. But I never heard of a magician by the name of Jackie. I didn't even know there was another practicing female magician besides Hattie. Well, I wasn't on this side of the ocean, so I doubt you have heard of me. I was in Europe before studying with my mentor. Your mentor? Have I heard of them? I doubt it. Neither of us was exactly the amazing Hattie, you know. What's his name? Or her name? His name is Rupert. Rupert the Rude. Have you heard of him? Nope. What sort of name is that? Did they really call him that? Well, you know, Europeans are weird. I've never been to Europe, so I have to take your word for it. Yeah. She looks away for a few seconds. A silence hangs between us. I can tell she's getting a bit tired with these questions. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep you. Did you say you had something to do? She takes a discreet little sigh of relief and replies with more spirit. Look, this has been... I hope I helped, but I really gotta go. There's a puppet performance at the fair next hour. I need to go find Echo and see if the heady is working. I should be done in an hour or so. If you have any other questions or anything else you need, come back and find me then. Okay, thanks for everything. Like, I think for her... You know what? Maybe, since we are controlling the detective, right? And Jackie, like, maybe we can find contradiction, you know, like what Jackie told, and then like when the detective asks, there's gonna be like some sort of contradiction. But can we contradict like information that, you know, from different perspective? Huh. Like, I wonder if they're gonna meet up. This feels a bit like Yakuza 0, where with Kiryu and Majima. And like they're not gonna meet until the end. So like always assume that they're not gonna meet until the end. But like since we are reading it, like we know the contradiction, we just gotta like, you know, like force it out of them. Okay. I make my way to the hotel, trying my best not to draw attention to my attire. Luckily it's a quick walk. I think everyone is too enthralled by the circus act to pay much attention to a homeless looking guy. The people at the motel recognize me. I tell them my key was stolen, so they provide me a replacement, after a small service fee of course. With all the trouble and the humiliation and the physical peril, this job better pay like Rockefeller himself hired me. I open the door to my room. Everything seems undisturbed. Ah, remember that, you know, since he was stripped naked, well, it's not like, not buck naked, but like he was stripped, they could have gone into the room. Like, we gotta be careful. Like, we gotta be careful about this and think that, okay, later on, somebody's gonna enter the room with that key. Okay? So we might even like have to ask the motel staff about this. I put on a change of clothes and look around the room. The key to any good detective work is observation. When you see the magnifying glass icon on the left, it means that you can enter investigation mode. It will cost you 1 action point to enter investigation mode, but once you start investigating, you can move your cursor around and look everything in the scene. All notable items will be highlighted when you hover over them. Press the highlighted items to get the detailed description. Sometimes, if something is particularly noteworthy, it might add it to your item into your collection. Okay. Let's go. What's this? Some sort of flyer? I pick it up for a closer look. It's a flyer for the circus. Morgan's Traveling Circus. That's the one. This is Hattie. Let's try and take a look. Like I say, like I wish that we can control this, you know, the transparency of this text box. You know what? Maybe we should take a look around these two people. Like, this guy looks like a juggler. And then who's this? Well, these two we should take a look. Like I say, I'm looking like the culprit, like I think right now is probably like somebody who's jealous of Hattie. Because Hattie's so big from what it seems. And like maybe they feel like overshadowed, so they want to take revenge. Probably. There's an elephant, a dancing horse, an acrobat, and a juggler. Ah, acrobat. And a dark-haired woman in a purple ruffled dress holding a top hat, front and center. The next in front proclaims Performance every night with a flowery signature from the amazing Hattie. I think that's a missing person. Okay. What's this? Finally, I never thought I missed the feeling of clothes on my skin so much. Most of my belongings are still laying neatly in the suitcase. I don't even remember what I packed. It looks like a few days worth of clothes and some of my tools, ropes, handcuffs, binoculars, stuff like that. I don't think I'll need them for this case. I think you should get something. Like at least the handcuffs. Oh, my trusty trench coat. I'll put it on before I leave. It's good for a cold or rainy day. It's breathable and light. It blends in easily with the crowd, and perhaps most importantly of all, it looks great on me. And people wonder why my wardrobe is full of them. Oh, a map of the local area and a phone book. Looks like I was doing a little research when I first got here. A generic hotel nightstand. The first thing I checked when I arrived was were the drawers. They are all empty. The ashtray is conspicuously empty too. Either they already cleaned it out, which would make them the motel with the best service on the continent, or I didn't even have time to even enjoy a cigarette when I got in. Okay. So how do I check? Check everything. Oh. Double check, okay. Why didn't you pick it up? Okay, guess we can't pick it up. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, it's time to meet the client. Are we done here? Map marker, it means you can choose to move to another location. In the future, you'll be able to choose which location you want to go. This does not cost you any action point. Okay, this is good. I thought if we move, then like we are gonna be like using, you know, action point. But just in case, let's try and save. Oh. Okay, we gotta meet Mr. Morgan. Come in. I can't be sure if I already talked to him, but let him make the first move. What business brings you here, Mr. If he doesn't know me, that's good, but also odd. If I didn't come here to meet him, why was I here? Is there someone else that I was supposed to meet? Okay, Detective Jones. Like, I thought that we can take out our... business card. Okay, never mind. We'll talk about ourselves. Well, I should ask you. After all, it was you who called us Mr. Morgan. Mr. Jones? From San Francisco? Yes. I understand I'm here to investigate the disappearance of your magician. Well, not quite. You see, there were a few details I didn't want to mention over the phone, so I was hoping to let you know in private when you got here. To be honest, I wasn't expecting you here. I was expecting you here a little earlier. The situation has evolved since our last call. I apologize, there was an incident. Regardless, what do you mean, not quite? Do you know where she is? Sighs. I trust that there's no need to say this conversation remains strictly confidential. Yes, of course. There's no easy way to say this. Hattie's not missing. She's dead. That's certainly one rather significant detail to omit. Sorry, but I hope you understand. We don't really have another choice. The circle isn't ready to handle the consequence of that announcement, particularly when we still don't even know who the killer or the motive. You know, like from the way he talks, he says like it's very dire for the circus, but Ali says that, you know, we're still okay. But that could just be Ali's like doesn't care much about the business side of things. She just want to get the show on the road and stuff, you know? You sure it's murder? Yes, she was found with a knife in her chest. Okay. About what happened. Can you walk me through what happened from the beginning? When did the murder take place? We arrived in Talgi this Monday before sunrise. It took most of the day to set up, so I gave everyone the rest of the day off. So in other words, they arrived here on Sunday. I made a trip into town as I had business to deal with at the bank and a few investors to meet with. It was raining like hell that afternoon, and the road got very muddy. By the time I came back, it was almost 9 PM and everyone was waiting for me. That was when they told me Hattie was dead. We arrived Monday, so a date to set up. I give everyone a time. Okay, so this is on Monday. I thought like this was a different day. For contradiction. One of our performers, Echo. Okay, we need to find Echo. Found Hattie in the storage room. Her pulse was already gone by then. Did they even call the police? I called later that night. Wait, someone had been killed, but they waited until you were back to contact the authorities? Well, you gotta think on the business side of things, you know? Like, the first person they need to tell is to tell Mr. Moses. Because like, if they call the police and like, you know, and Mr. Moses is not there and put a stop to like to the information, then like his business, this traveling circus, could be gone, you know. And also another thing that I thought like this one is weird is because like they're traveling circus. Why do they like have like brick walls and things? I don't think this is brick. This is like maybe like a train car, right? Mr. Jones, I know it might seem strange, but you have to understand. In the circus, we are very guarded people. Most of us haven't had many pleasant interactions with law enforcement. Usually, we try to resolve our issues internally, but this is not a simple fight or theft. This is far beyond what any of us are accustomed to. We were all in shock. So I insisted on calling them. I understand, but then why hire a private investigator if the police are on it? He pauses, pressing his lips together. I can almost see the amount of force needed to unclench his jaw and respond. I called them on Monday night. They show up here the next day. They cleaned the body, took some photos, and asked everyone a few questions. I haven't heard from them since. Not a single update? I called them yesterday to ask if I could have a copy of the autopsy report. They stonewalled me. Do you know why they are ignoring this case? Corruption, laziness, prejudice, take your pick. Frankly, I don't much care about their reasoning. In my business, you learn very quickly that you can't buy respect from those who have none. Creative solutions though, they are always for sale. And that's where I come in. And that's where you come in. So, you still don't have the autopsy report. I called them again, but at this point, I wouldn't hold my breath waiting for it. That means you don't have clear time of death? I believe the last time everyone saw her was around 5 PM. A few of my workers saw her coming out of a trailer. No one knew where she was afterward, until Echo found her at 7 PM. So it happened between 5 to 6 PM. And we can be sure that if time frame is reliable? Yes, both can be corroborated by others. You said it was raining that afternoon, correct? Do you remember when the rain started and stopped? I didn't start going to town. I didn't start until like It didn't start until I got to town, so around 4? And it had already ended by the time I get back. Okay, so 4 p.m. start and 9 p.m. And like before 9 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. And how was the weather these past few days? Not a drop since. Good, that gave us a pretty solid window. I can see around, see what everyone's doing during that time period. Okay, now, the fact that it was raining, okay? The fact that it was raining, like, it gave us a clue, okay? Like, we can look at people who, like, basically got like, well, wet clothes won't really work because it's like, you know, it should be dried. But we should look for like mud stains, you know? Like if there's like a tussle in like outside where there's, you know, where this ground, there's mud and stuff. So like a boot that is like covered in mud, those kind of person is like, is the kind of person that we should be a little bit more careful. Time of death. Eddie was killed sometime between 5 to 7 p.m. It was raining heavily on that afternoon between 4 to 9, but the weather has been sunny since then. Ask the rest of the crew what they were doing at the time. Okay, looking for an alibi, right? It probably won't lead to an arrest, but it should eliminate a few suspects. Good to know. Collect alibi. The suspects are scattered about doing their own things in the circus. I need to find out each of them and inquire about what they were doing at the time of Hattie's death. Okay. About the victim. Did Hattie have any enemies? Anyone get into fights with her lately? Hard to imagine anyone wanting to kill her. We were a close-knit group. We've been performing together every night for quite some time now. It's difficult to envision anyone here killing anyone else. What about someone outside of the circus? We toured the country. We never stay in one place for long. It's extremely unlikely that my crew have any entanglements with this in town. So, which way would you lean? Outside or fellow performer? I don't know what to think, Mr. Jones. Anyone in particular stick out? Because like if we say this too, like we're not really gonna get a good answer. So let's just ask. Is there anyone in particular that might have a reason to do something like this? No, not at all. I don't think anyone on my team would do something like this. They're good kids. With all due respect, if I had a nickel every time someone incorrectly said that to me, I have retired years ago. I know. Why else do you think I called you? I understand that my judgment might be flawed here. Look, rationally, I know the person who did it was here before the show even opened, so probably has a personal grudge and has access to the storage area. Storage areas? Now that's an important clue if you ask me. I think that's an important clue, okay? Like storage area. All sides of someone in your crew. Yes. If. I feel like I know what you're going to ask. Hypothetically, what would you say the killer's motive could be? I'm afraid I'm not the best person to ask. It's your circus. Generally, I try to refrain from intervening too much in their interpersonal relationship. I'm afraid my meddling could do more harm than good. The performers would surely be able to tell you more about this than I ever could. However, whether they will be entirely forthcoming with you is another matter. Well, that's for me to worry about, and you just need to tell me who I need to talk to. You want to talk to the other performers, and our mechanic, Alice. They are the ones that know her the best. And there's one more person you should be aware of. I'm sure you're aware of what's going on in the newspapers. I'm not, but I nodded and let him proceed. I can't announce his death yet, for obvious reason, but we are under a lot of pressure. The show must go on, as the saying goes. So I had an idea. Uh-oh. It's never good when they say I have ideas. What sort of idea are we talking about? I hired someone to pretend to be Hattie until we get the case figured out. Are you telling me there's a fake version of the murder walking around? Well, I told her to keep a low profile, so you probably won't even see her around. So most probably, since like we are gonna control like each other, like if we are able to like make them both meet at the same time, right? Do it later, not now, okay? Like if like we have to be for Jackie, right? She had to be she's busy starting at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., right? Okay. So like maybe around 5 to 7, like they should meet up, okay? For well, maybe 4 to 7, something like that, okay? So like they can, you know, corroborate information, and then well, if we could, okay, corroborate information and like set up a final trap for the culprit. If this one is gonna be dealt in one day, I just thought you should be aware. And just where do you manage to find this replacement? Could this person have anything to do with the case? I looked into it, and no, she wasn't anywhere near the circus at the time. That much I'm sure of. Okay, like, since we know Jackie, like, since we know Jackie, we are able to see from one perspective. So she's probably clean, okay? But from the detective side, it's like, isn't it a bit too convenient that somebody came and like wanting to pretend to be Hattie right when, you know, she's dead, but nobody knows about it in public. So that's very sus. So like, I understand that the detective won't trust, you know, Jackie. Where did the murder take place? Can I go to the crime scene? Well, about that, there's actually no crime scene anymore. What? Excuse me? What does that even mean? Well, the day it happened, we were busy setting up the circus. Most tents weren't set up yet. The only ones we had were small temporary tent for short-term storage. And that was a crime scene? Yes, we had to take it down because the circus had to open. So we have nothing. The police did take a photo of the scene. Here's a copy. Huh? What the fuck? Okay, from this, we can assume that like somebody, like she like, you know, like the, you know, the archer thingy that like, you know, somebody want to show off they are good at archery, and like they put an apple on top of the head, okay? And then like, you know, the guy tried to shoot, but then like didn't shoot the apple, but actually shoot the person. Like, I feel like this is exactly what is up with it. Okay. Since we're dealing with props, right? Alice is very sus right now. Okay? Alice is very sus. Like, she should know a lot of information about that. Okay? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like she's the one that's the first one to found her like that. But we did receive a testimony earlier saying that Echo was the first one to find. Even though like this one is dealing with props. So I'm kinda scared about Alice being like the perpetrator. But like I say, I don't think she doesn't mean it. She could be an accomplice or like accidentally do this. Oh boy. What is the board? That's an act we do. It was Hattie's signature performance, the knife throwing act. Wait. It's her? Like, isn't she the one who's supposed to throw? Not being, you know, on the receiving end? Someone would be tied onto the board and she would throw knives. Like, okay, who's the usual partner? Could this have been a practice gone wrong? There's just one problem with that. Hattie's the one throwing the knife and not the one being tied up. See? It doesn't make any sense why she'd be on there. Is anyone else in the circuit a trained knife thrower? Well, if it's a trained knife thrower, they meant to kill her. But it could be like someone who's not trained and okay. And another thing, if you take a look at it carefully, like especially on the here, it seems like she was struggling. Okay, so there's like scratch marks. Okay, like either like they were forced to be put here, or like she was she was writhing in pain when when it stuck to her chest. Like I think like Hattie would be smart enough if like she's asking like, okay, you want to try? Good. Like here, have this training knife. Basically, like it's like it's not. It's sharp, but not sharp enough to like it will hurt you, but won't kill you, kind of thing. As far as I know, the only one who could do it was Hattie, but obviously she couldn't have done this to herself. Obviously. If you have questions about the act, you should ask Aideen about this. She's our fire performer. She was the one Hattie strapped onto the board for the performance. Must take an incredible amount of trust for her to be tied there while someone is throwing knives at her. Funny thing is that, why didn't Morgan tell Jackie about this? Well, probably like he wants to use Jackie to like kind of like fish out some information from the crew, okay, like, but not to solve the case. Well, detective is like to solve the case, but not to look too much into the crew. They were very close. Knife throwing act. Okay. Alright, looks like I need to find ID later. What's that mirror doing here? It's a storage room. They probably just placed it there when they were moving everything from the train. So it's not intentional? I don't believe so. Though. Alter what? Sometimes I see performers using it to practice for their performance. I heard it's helpful to observe your form. And the mirrors is in the exact right position for someone facing Hattie to be looking at their own reflection. Is it really a coincidence? Is it placed for practice? For some kind of twisted enjoyment? There's no way to know yet. Like maybe like Hattie has some kind of like a form. Okay, let's avoid. Okay. Let's talk about Hattie. Her hair's a little messy, but the room and her clothing look pretty tidy. Was there bleeding from the wrists where they were bound by ropes? I don't think so. And were there any other visible wounds other than the knife? Nothing clearly visible, no. No trauma on the head or neck? Nope. Curious. What were you thinking? Well, there's no sign of struggle in the scene. If she tried to fight back, it would have at least messed up this room and her clothes a little bit. Well, that's one thing, but like I say, this one could be like she could have been struggling a little bit, but I think this is when, when it landed on her, the knife, like, of course, when you got hit with a knife, even though that you're strapped on, you're gonna writhe in pain, so like you can see this thing, like scratch mark. If the killer was holding the knife when they fought, she should have defensive wounds on her hand. So either she was unconscious or she agreed to be bound. I initially thought that someone could have attacked her from the back, but that doesn't seem to appear to be the case. I resist the urge to reach for the back of my own head. Different MO then. Were there any fingerprints on the handle? I asked that too, but no. They couldn't find any. So the killer was either wearing gloves or wiped it clean. How about the knife? Do you recognize it? It's circus equipment. It's one of our custom-made throwing knives. I don't know much about the details, but except that they are extremely sharp and well balanced for throwing. I do know that it takes incredible skill to hit your target with enough force and accuracy for it to stick. Ah, okay, so this one's somebody who's like training for this. There might be one thing you're missing. What's that? The murder weapon is the throwing knife, but that doesn't mean the killer actually threw it. No one witnessed the act. For all we know, they might have just tied her on the board and stabbed her through the chest. Ah, good point. But then, like I say, like, I think she was strapped on at that point because like we can see the struggle marks here. So it's not like, you know, they kill her first and then like strap it on later, because then it wouldn't make any sense for the scratch marks. Right. So we gotta like be careful, like somebody who's like training to like throw knives. Maybe that's the point. It's a nice piece of misdirection from the killer, perhaps. Or maybe there's something more to the knife throwing, a symbolic reason. I can't be sure yet. Alright, I think that's all I have about the photo. Okay then, you can keep the photo. Photo of the crime scene. I just have one request. What? Please don't show it to people unless it's for a good reason. She was their friend and I hope spare as many of them from seeing her like that. But at least one of them has seen the crime scene, right? The person who discovered her? Ah, so this one here, we can actually like, you know, like we can ask them like, okay, how did you find her? Well, I found her dead, lying on the floor. Lying on the floor? And then like we can call out the contradiction. The photo was taken by the officer after they arrived, which was quite late. The day after the body was first discovered, in fact. Ah, another. I can't trust nothing was disturbed between the discovery and the taking the photo. At least they let me show it to the people who saw the crime scene. Fair enough, Echo was our puppeteer. Was the one who discovered Hattie's body. You can ask him if anything is different in the photo. Okay. Okay. I think that's the first person that we need to talk to. Okay? That's all. I think I'm all caught up. How long do I have to solve the case? We'll leave tonight. What? Tonight? What the fuck? Tonight? 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 Yes, we were scheduled to stay here for a week. Hattie was found dead on Monday. I called you on Wednesday. Today's our last day. What the fuck? But don't you have a show tonight? Yeah, we have a show every night. How can you pack up all this in one night? You haven't seen a circus performance before, have you? You walk into the tent at 7, and by the time you walk out, everything but the big top will be gone. Disappear. Some people compare it to magic. So I only have today to figure things out. It's already 10 AM, so I have, what, 12 hours to solve the murder case? Sorry, but I can't really delay it. I can't delay anything. The circus for future performances are all scheduled. Well, I should say sorry for my tardiness. Wait, I thought like the circus is like cancelled a bit, like delayed, right? Right? Now he's sus. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. That's a contradiction here. Like, when the trailer comes out, right? Like, it says that, on the newspaper or something, like, okay, Amazing Haiti is, has some problems, so that we are unable to schedule something like that. And because of that, like, they are unable to, like, give a, like they say it's TBD, to be discussed. Okay, something like that. So strange, right? When I call you, when I call your office, you already informed me it's going to take a few days. It's unfortunate, but we can only work with the circumstances we have. I respect that mentality. The big show starts at 7 and ends before 10. The train will start leaving in sections, with the last one departing less than 2 hours before the show ends. Big show starts at 7 and ends 10. The train will start leaving with the last one departing less than 2 hours after the show ends. Wait. Huh? Okay, we have like several train cars, like just now when we were looking out in the map, right? Okay. So if the last one departs less than 2 hours after the show ends, okay, after the show ends, okay, so like by 11 or 12, okay, by 11 or 12, like the they're gonna like pull it apart and then like start moving. So you're telling me any witnesses or evidence I could have possibly have will all be gone before midnight? That's right. It's like Cinderella, but instead of a princess, I'm chasing a murderer. Well, when you put it that way, it seems like time is short. I'll need anything and everything you can give me about the case. I will also need to talk to some of your people. Of course, whatever you need. And if they ever manage to send over the autopsy result, I'll let you know as soon as possible. What about our payments? I'll give everyone a heads up about you being here, and you can talk to anyone on staff. But it's a show day. They might have some responsibility that keep them busy at times. Sorry about that. Oh, also there's one more thing. What else? Well, this is a circus, and there are certain trade secrets we have to protect. What does that mean? It means there are certain areas only available to members of the circus, and I prefer to stay if it stayed that way. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that a bit too convenient? You hired a detective, yet you still want to keep all of your secrets. Not all of them. Only the stable and backstage are off limits. And do not go barging into people's private rooms on the train without permission. They tend to be very territorial. Okay, so this is where Jackie comes in. Jackie is supposed to like search all of this. Like, you know, we already went backstage with Jackie. So later on we might need to go back there. Okay? But I don't think you should do it now. We should do it like later on. Okay? But we should go to stable with Jackie later on. Okay? I'm beginning to think you don't even want me to solve this case. Look, Mr. Jones, I've been completely honest with you up to this point, despite my hesitancy, so I'll give you one more hard truth now. Teddy is dead, and there's nothing I can do to change that, including catching who did it. Tensions are running high, and the best thing I can do is keep things running as usual and maintain a sense of normalcy for my people. I've been through enough goodbyes to know that change is the last thing that folks want at this moment. So yes, of course, I care about solving the case. I wouldn't have called you here otherwise. But I do care about it more than keeping this circus running and keeping everyone from falling apart. No. Well, you are the client. I'll work with your restriction. I can't guarantee how much they'll impede the work though. That's all I ask for. I know the conditions are difficult, just do your best. I always do. I appreciate it. It seems like we have a little more time. If you have more questions about the case, you can ask about me right now. Yeah, there is a contradiction just now. Here, right? No. Not the circus secrets. Wait, I think we should go present first. Let's ask about mysterious attack. sure I want to tell him about this? I don't want him to question my competency or something. I better not. For now. There is a contradiction. Ah. Ah. This is the clue, right? Okay, let me double check. Okay, let's ask about the knife throwing act first. How did Aideen and Hattie start performing the knife throwing act? I think it's a few months after Hattie got here. She and Aideen had been getting close, but I had no idea they were planning something like that. And one day, Aideen came into my office with Hattie, all mysterious, and they said they had been working on something together, and that it was finally ready. So I asked them what the act was. Hattie told me it was easier to show me than explain it. I was skeptical, but we waited until after the big show the next day. I sat alone in the stands. They pretended like there was a whole audience around me, dramatic appearance and pauses for applause, and then they wheel out this big board. I was confused. Hattie clapped once and the lights went out. And then 2 spotlights came back on. One side on the ring was Aideen, tied to the board. On the other side was Hattie, holding a knife. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Could it be that it's not Hattie the one that died? It could have been Aideen. Could be. That's when I finally understood the act. And although there were literally no one but me in the audience, when Hattie threw the first knife, I knew it was going to be a hit. Huh, a good one. Anyway, I understood why they insisted on me seeing a full dress rehearsal. It was an act of skill, of course, but the theatrics are equally important. The audience needs to be at the edge of the seats, and I was. Wait, there's also another contradiction here. That... And I understood why they insisted on seeing a full dress rehearsal. She was not on a full, she was not fully dressed. So that's a little bit sus as well. A few weeks later, they performed it for the first time to thunderous applause. Isn't that a little bit sus? Okay, let's try to contradict. I think this is it though. I think this is it. Sorry, I don't believe there's a contradiction. Perhaps if you could explain, am I missing something here? No, you're right. Let's forget what I just said. Wait, is there a contradiction? Does it does? No. But like I say, it's a bit sus, right? It's a little bit sus. Like, I think I need to show this to Aideen. Why aren't they in, in costume? Okay, never mind. I want to check around the room. Can I check? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ah, come on. Okay, I need to load the save. The fuck? The game is laggy. Okay, let's skip. Okay. Talk about this. Board. Her. Okay, that's all. Okay, we talk about the desert throwing act. Okay, I'm gonna save because like it seems like just now was laggy. Okay. A small table on the side cracked with some personal items and mementos. There's a big bronze trophy, a globe, books, and a framed photo. Although I can't tell what's in the photo from this distance. Is it a family photo? Does she have a wife and children? I'm curious, but it's probably rude to ask. A tasteful green leather sofa, a perfect match with the rest of the room. The cushion and pillows look like they are barely used, but there are some small creases in the leather. Does Moses sleep here? Probably not, right? No offense or anything, but sleeping on the sofa will probably be hard for someone this age. He must have a better place to go to, perhaps a hotel room. A heavy wooden desk and its surface polished so clean that it's almost emitting light. On the tables are bundles of documents and papers. On the right, some heavy tomes and a nameplate. Its mere presence gave off such a sense of gravitas that I almost forgot I'm in a tent or in the middle of empty field. Wait, it's a tent? Wait, they carry the sofa every single time? Like at the very least, right? If it's like a train car, like it move, but at least it won't like deviate that much. A suit jacket and a couple of gentlemen's hats sitting on the hanger in the corner of the room. The small golden gramophone on top of the cabinet is playing a slow, groovy jazz record. The slow tempo of piano and smooth saxophone flow into the room. Even the air feels relaxed. I'm not a music expert, but to my amateur ear, it sounds great. Anything? I don't think there's anything else though in this room. Okay. End of turn. Okay, they say like around 8 hours to finish this, right? Like we're now around 2 hours. Let me check the collection. Who's this? Huh. Huh. Who's this to though? But I think I should go to the stables, okay? I think I should go to the stables. Okay. Reason why I should go to the stables is because because the detective Jones can't go into the stables. Well, at least we can talk to Rolf. The stables is nestled in a semi-secluded area far from the... Wait! How the fuck did they move this? Like... Can you really build the stables like this so quickly? It doesn't make... How can they move the stables? Oh my god. My brain hurts about this. The stable is nestled in a semi-secluded area far from the entrance of the circus, where trees obscured part of the view. Guess it maintained some mystique around the off-duty exotic animals. I step past the danger sign in front and make my way through the haystacks of the horses in back. A mountain of a man hunches over in one of the tiny stalls, his hands making a quick work with the rope while mumbling something to his horse. The horse sees me approach before the man does and nudges at his chin with its head. He can't exactly turn around in the confined space, so he has to twist his neck at an awkward angle to glance back. Excuse me, ma'am, you're not supposed to be... Oh. He looks up in the middle of his sentence and promptly swallows the rest. I should probably explain. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm pretending to be Hattie. There's no one else around watching, unless you count a few dozen animals, but I still somehow feel the need to whisper the second part. Mr. Morgan told you guys about his plan, right? Otherwise, this is going to be hard to explain. Yeah, so it's just, you're wearing that, and for a moment, it felt like you seen a ghost? Yes. Anyway, it's good to have you here. Even if you can't be you for a little while. It's good to be here. We stare at each other for a second, me trying to shake straws of hay out of my dress, him still painfully twisting his head around like an owl. The horse he's working on with snorts impatiently. That finally broke the trance. He finally maneuvers himself out of the stable, but not before quickly patting the horse on its muzzle. So, you're here to say hi? Well, yes, I'm just trying to introduce myself to everyone in the circus. Well, you know me now. Oh, I guess I haven't told you my name yet. I'm Rolf, the animal trainer here. And by the way, this is Muffin, and the pearl one over there is Waffles. Next to her is Pancake, and this black one over here, can I guess? He must be Burnt Toast. Actually, that's Obsidian. Why the fuck you name him Obsidian? Like, I thought we were going to work with a breakfast food team here. That's because Old Obi is mine. So you name him and someone else, I'm guessing a breakfast lover, named the rest? Actually, it's the other way around. It's kind of a long story. I've got all the time in the world. I grew up with Obsidian. He's the horse we had at Collins and Lucas, the circus my parents worked at. When they brought him as a little foal, I was barely as tall as he is. I'm obviously taller now, and he's quite an old fella. So when my parents retired, and I left to come work for Mr. Morgan, I just had to take old Obi with me. Your parents work in the circus too? What did they do? They were animal trainers too, of course. It's a family trade. That makes sense. Plus, I can't imagine most parents just let their kids just walk around with circus animals. Growing up in the circus wasn't like that. Everyone kind of raises everyone, you know? All the kids that grew up here play with horses and trapeze and fair games. It's just like a big family. Are you telling me you know your way around the trapeze? I'll probably just break them now, but I used to be pretty good when I weigh a little bit less. Anyway, I got Moses to thank for obsidian. If he didn't agree to pay to buy Obi from Obi off my old boss, who knows where Obi and I would be now. He really is a lovely horse. Great, I guess. Great. I guess I should say hi. Hi, Muffin. Hi, Waffles. Pancake. And hello to you there, Obsidian. And of course, hello to you. I'm sure the boss already said this, but welcome to Morgan's Traveling Circus. Now you're one of us. One of us. No matter how long you're staying. You know, I got a feeling if we don't settle this, like, Jackie would die, like, the next day or something. It must be some kind of intimidating to get... Wait! I just realized something. Like, oh my god. Like, remember they say, like, that, you know, Jackie gonna perform, right? So, it's gonna be like the closing act. If we don't solve it by then, well, there could be like, if we solve it by then, Jackie's gonna be alive. And then like, you know, we stop the plan from working. B is that when they go through it, they're gonna do like the knife throwing thing, and like they're gonna, like, Jackie's gonna die, and we can still catch a culprit. Or C, we fail to save Jackie, and we let the guy escape. So like, 3 possible outcomes from what I can see now. Okay, it must be some kind of intimidating to get to know all these new people and stuff. What with having your identity secret and all that. Thanks. Well, I'm just trying to remember everyone's name and stuff, and I hope I don't screw the pooch. I'm sure you'll do great. Otherwise, the boss wouldn't have chosen you. You've been working here for a while, so you must know everyone pretty well. Well, of course. If there's anything you need help, I'm happy to talk. Nope. Why do we talk about, you know, irreplaceable? This might be a weird question. Did you consider Hattie to be irreplaceable? He creases his brows, looking confused. Of course everyone is. I mean, for the circus. Yeah, so did I. I think everyone here has their thing. Of course everyone's irreplaceable. You wouldn't say any of our children is replaceable just because you have multiple kids, right? That's a sweet sentiment. Okay, that kind of answer, like, shows that Rolf is not really the killer. He's just, how should I say this? You know, kind. You'll be surprising if he's the killer though. I know it's corny, but it comes with working in a circus. We really became family. What else could you call it if you are spending all your time together, helping each other work and raising each other's kids? Hattie was really important to the circus. I think Moses will tell you that too, just in a different way. I don't think this is the business side, right? Let's talk about Hattie. Do you know Hattie very well? Not really. She was still kind of new here and you didn't get along? It's not like that. We just never talked much, I guess. Was she difficult? No, nothing like that. She was nice. It's a shame what happened to her. But no one saw this coming. It's not like anyone hates her or anything. Is there any reason you didn't get along? Well, we never talked about it. Talk about what? I don't even know if there was anything to talk about. But you implied there was. I sense some juicy gossip here. It's not her. It's me, I guess. Where have I heard that before? But he doesn't notice me in thought. He's in his own little world, shaking his head and rambling on. And she's a smart gal. Maybe she sensed something from me. I've been told I'm not good at hiding my feelings. Ah, he likes Hattie. Now, thinking about that, that picture that we received, right? Okay, where, how should I say this? That we assume that she go on the, she was strapped on her own wheel, right? Okay, if Rolf really like um forces himself, to strap her on, there should be more like disheveled, like when Jones was like calmly checking through it. Okay, that's what I think happened anyway. Did he like Hattie and she didn't return his feelings? Is that what this is? You're still not telling me what this is. You know what? Never mind. It's just complicated. It's not my story to tell. But she's gone. So no one will be here to tell it anymore. But why? Was she seeing somebody? He stands straight, suddenly alert. His whole stance closes up faster than a mousetrap when something takes the cheese. What? How did you? I never said it's about... Come on, a man your age? It's not her, it's me. It's never good at hiding your feelings. He seems panicked and also indignant. He plants himself on the ground with a stubborn look in his eyes. When I said it's not my story to tell, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean there was someone else. I just meant she's gone. I don't feel right about this. You can think whatever you like. I can't, and I won't speak for her on what she was really thinking. This is very sus. That's probably as much as I can get out of him, which leaves me even more curious. He doesn't deny it. Does that mean I hit the nail right on his head? Like, what I'm thinking, like, right now, Rolf is like the gentle giant, right? Okay, he looks big and scary. Well, the size is intimidating. But he's nice at heart. And also, if you pisses him off, like he can snap you in half. Kind of thing. The thing. Okay. Let's try this. The mind reading act. Okay, why don't we ask about the thing first and then we do the mind reading act? But then if we do that, that way, it could be like he gets a little bit too defensive. He gets too defensive and then like we can't read his mind. So either we do it now. I'm not sure what to do now. Okay, I think I'll just save a little bit here. It's either man reading act go first or the thing goes first. We'll see how the thing go first, okay? Say, your thing with Hattie. Can we please not talk about this? I don't want to. I've done enough putting my food in my mouth. You look genuinely stressed. Alright. Okay, let's do the mind reading act. Mind reading? For real? If you believe it, then it's real. But how does it work? Do you have to ask them questions? Do you have to touch them? Or do you just hear everything they think in your mind? Little bit of everything. Depends on the situation. It's hard to explain. Let me put it this way. You look at your animals and you can see it and understand you can understand things that other people can't, right? Their feelings, their needs, their motivations. I guess. People just happen to be my kind of animal. I understand. But still, humans are just much more complicated than animals. I think animals generally do what they want. And I guess humans do the same thing too, but they lie or hide their intentions. I come to find that the more people try to refrain from directly expressing their desires, the more they come out loud and clear in some other way, if you know how to read them. Well, it's like, you know, I'm straight, but like I don't mind, you know, people being in, you know, in the LGBTQ and stuff. So, but then there are people who like deny them, like, oh, these people do not, you know, these people are sick. These people, you know, they just, you know, you heard a lot of like right wing talking points, right? Okay, they like rail and go against these people, but then like when it comes to like you found out like this people, this kind of person, like, you know, was very against this kind of thing, and like you find out like they are, you know, they are doing like crazy kind of like a lot of crazy acts, like for example like doing it in a bathroom and stuff. Whew. And that's in a way, you know, the more they come out loud and clear in some other way, if oh, he said here, I come to find that more people who try to refrain from directly expressing their desires, the more they come out loud and clear in some other way, if you know how to read them. So yeah, it applies to those kind of people who, when people is so against something, that means that, you know, they have something to hide. Easy to say. Wow. So does this mean you can tell people when people are lying to you? Sometimes. Why? Are you afraid I'm mind reading you right now? No. That's a lie. A little bit. Why? Do you have something to hide? A secret? Everyone has secrets. Look at me. Are you hiding something? Are you hiding something from me right now? What? No. Is this about Hattie? No. Do you think I really can? Do you think I can really tell the truth by just by asking people questions? If I could, I'll be a police officer or a spy or a criminal, or maybe a politician in order of increasing wealth and moral corruptness, but not a mediocre magician. Okay, I thought so. It's just a trick, huh? As I said, if you believe it, then it's real. Okay, we're gonna check out the place. Bales of hay are stacked neatly on the side. I can feel a few animals eyeing it with interest. I wonder if they travel with all the animal feed. It seems like that would take up a lot of space on the train. The giant beast is standing patiently at the back, waving its trunk back and forth. When it walks, can everyone feel the ground shaking? They must. I've seen elephants in circus parades but never up close. I can see wrinkles on her skin and kindness in her eyes. I notice a small tent at the back, far smaller than any of the tents I've seen here. It's clearly not meant for the public, probably just a small storage room where some workers can rest in between their shifts. Maybe that's where we should go. A majestic black horse. He looks a little old. His coat is no longer shiny. But he doesn't look tired or weary, still standing proud in his stall and surveying the whole stable, a king watching over his territory. The stable doors are usually closed with a simple wooden bolt, except this one is broken in half. The stable doors look old and tarnished by rain and age. However, the break on the bolt looks new. That damage was caused by force, not time or weather. It's not temporarily tied by ropes. A black horse is standing inside, judging me. Perhaps he's the culprit. The horse looks at me again, as if to say, I'll break your arm in half too if you keep on staring. Ooh. This is interesting. Wait, let's take a look. Let's compare this to... this one. I thought it was here. A younger looking brown horse with black hair. Its eyes are closed. Is it sleeping? I heard horses sleep standing up, but I don't know how one tests that theory. How can you prove if they are really sleeping or not? Maybe they are just standing still with their eyes closed. It's not like I can just ask them. When horses fall asleep, do they dream? What do they dream of? Besides, if they are kept in stables, right? Like this, there's not much room for them to like roll around. Oh shit. Wait. I thought they were gonna shoot all of this. Okay? Maybe like I thought this could be like one of the murder weapons. Let's double check one more time. Let's double check one more time if there's anything else I missed. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, let's ask about the broken bolt. I saw that one of the bolts on the stables is broken. Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure Obsidian broke it. I need to apologize to the stable owner here. Why did he break the door bolt? Was he trying to escape? No, nothing like that. It's just that he really gets agitated during thunderstorms. When he heard it, he ran out. Almost gave me a heart attack when I came back Monday night and saw the door wide open and his stable stall empty. This is important, baby. When I went looking for him, and you know what he was doing? What? When I found him, he was right in front of Calliope. He was chewing on one of the poles for the stalls. Why was he doing that? I don't know. I think maybe because Obi is a circus horse through and through. He grew up with Calliope, and when he heard loud noises, that's what it reminds him. That's what I like to think anyway. He's a good boy and an old fella. Never caused trouble. The worst he's ever done is a broken door bolt and some bite marks on a pole. Okay, we need to like that could be very important though. Still, it's my fault. I should have been here with him. That. Okay, now I'm thinking of something. Okay, like maybe like they're practicing the knife throwing act, right? And then suddenly, like Obsidian, like came out and like scared him, and then like slip, and then like that's when the knives got stuck. It could be that. Okay, end of turn. Whoa, look at the time. Can't believe I kept you for so long. That's it. I'll get out of your way, out of your hair. Is it close to 12 already? Yeah, almost. You're new here, right? Do you have any plans now? What do you mean? Not really. I'm just going to wander around, introduce myself to some more people. Come on, come with me then. What? You haven't seen the Kelly performance, right? I have a feeling you will love it. Come with me. Okay, so I think like I'll end the stream here and I'll pick it up tomorrow. I do feel a bit tired right now. Yeah, I want to take my rest. So like I'm planning to like stream like 2 to 4 hours, just like today. Like we're kind of like in since the beginning, right? This is the beginning, so like we're kind of like bombarded with lots of information. Okay, right now is where we are supposed to investigate. Like I'm not saying that we're not using any brain powers here. I'm just saying that during this time is when like we don't need to think so much. Okay, but I've been using a lot of brain power, like in the first part where we are introduced with both characters and like try to get the sense of the story. Okay, so I'll end the stream here and tomorrow we'll pick it up. So I'm planning to, like, it says here like 8 hours or so. I'll try to finish it within this week. Okay. So like I said, I had the whole week off. So like probably by Wednesday, Thursday, or at least Friday, I should be able to finish it. And even if like we screw up, we're probably gonna get like ideas like, oh, so this is the person when we fail, and like the next day, then we can like fix it. Like, okay, this person is the killer, so we got like find clues about this person, and that way we can save Jackie as well. I think. Okay, like I say, there's three possible outcome for the Jackie. What's gonna happen to her? But you know, we'll do our best. Okay, so that's all for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the continuation. And I'm also gonna play troubleshooters later on in the afternoon. Okay, so yeah, that's all for now. See you guys next time. Bye bye.